so much. We really, really appreciate you coming out. Yeah.
Yeah.
You recorded it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We really appreciate you coming to talk to us tonight. I'm so glad you're feeling better. I know that everybody in the chat has been talking about this for the last 2 days. So thank you so, so much for coming. We really do appreciate you. I kind of just left it, guys, where, I was going to leave it up to Lacy to come out and talk a little bit about, her story, and then we'll jump into Q&A. So I know that a bunch of you had questions. You wrote them down. So just hang on to them for a few minutes and we'll definitely get to them.
So, hey guys, first of all, I love your accents, A, and B, I'm so honored to be on here. Just thank you so, so much for having me and for all of you guys joining us tonight. I'm so sorry I couldn't make it last week, but I'm fired up for tonight. And I'm basically just going to run you guys through my journey. And as I'm going through, I'm going to give you my top 7 keys that I've learned since I started, because I have no previous experience here. So I've been learning right alongside all of you guys, and I hope that you guys get something out of this tonight. So, okay, first of all, before we dove in, we were already business owners. So we owned a strategic branding company, and we were already in that flow. We were entrepreneurs. We saw the big picture. We knew what it was like to be a business owner. So that's like our experience coming in. We knew how to market, which is all you need as a network marketer. And we found HempWorks not through the business opportunity. We never thought about closing our company or making a change. I had a pregnancy condition, and we were about to lose our child at 11 weeks pregnant. And HempWorks saved the day. So we have an amazing story. We have he's almost 1 year old now. I had a beautiful pregnancy, and it's all because of this company. And then, from that point on, how can you not dive in? It was a no-brainer. So that's what we did. And I told my husband, as soon as I started, he was kind of like, so you're going to do one of those things? And I was like, yes, I am. And this is key number 1, guys. Set a time goal. When he said that to me, I looked at him and I said, give me 1 to 3 years and I will make 6 figures per year with this company. I promise you. And setting a time goal was so good for my mental. And you guys know how mental network marketing can be. Why was it good for my mental? Because when I did something, I wasn't attached to the result. So I put up a post, it got 0 likes. Doesn't matter. I'm doing this for 1 to 3 years. It does not matter at all. So it just let me disconnect from the results of my actions. So I rewarded myself for making the post, not for getting 0 likes. I had to disconnect from that. And a time goal helped me do it. And really with this company, guys, I've seen it over and over and over again. All you need is time. Our product is changing the entire world, and all you need is time. Even if you don't have much time to commit to the business, I promise, if you're just telling a person about it, in passing by in daily life, maybe at your office place, maybe in a parking lot, all you need is time, and you're going to find your people, and this business is going to build. So time goal, that's key number 1. It's huge. Key number 2 was setting daily actions, because I was running our other business. That was like 60 hours per week, because I was taking all of the clients. So I did that 60 hours per week, and I told myself that I was going to try to invest 20 hours per week here. So what I did is I set simple daily actions to do every day. And the most important one to me was to do a daily post about my business. So every day I posted one time about my business. Most of the time it didn't get any love, but guess what? I didn't care. And that was my way of sharing. So really the essence behind your daily actions, it's just to share. So if you're doing it belly to belly, you want to be telling people about your business, just sharing with some people every day, because you have to think, if the only thing we need here is time, which affiliate is going to be more successful? The affiliate who shares with one person per day, or the affiliate who shares with 5. The affiliate who shares with 5 people per day is going to be more successful. So that's your daily action, just to share, and do it in whatever form works for you. And I actually just read something. Brian Carruthers, he says that the only income producing activity that we have as network marketers is to talk to prospects. And that's your prospects, and it's your level 1 prospects, 3-way calls and 3-way chats. So when one of your level 1s, they're excited, they're about to close an affiliate, make sure they get you in a group so you can help them do that. You can be the third party. I think that's really big. So my daily actions are sharing. That's via post, and that's via talking to my own prospects and my level 1's prospects, and then it duplicates from there. So that's key number 2, daily actions. That will keep you sane. So moving on, this next part is pretty funny. It took me 7 weeks to understand this concept. So it took me 7 weeks to get my first affiliate, guys. I was selling CBD and I was doing the thing, but I wasn't building a business. So my upline pulled me to the side and he said, hey, if you want to make a paycheck, sell CBD oil. If you want to retire, build a team. And that's the day that it clicked. My daily action of 1 post a day went from talking about CBD oil to building a business, to being a business owner, to looking for business partners. I started communicating about the opportunity we had to offer instead of the CBD products that we sold. And that's when I closed my first affiliate. Now, it was my mom, okay, but they kept coming. I know, that's so funny, right? And my mom was my first affiliate, and I'm so proud of that fact because it shows you just how average I was when I started. So this is something we can all do, and that's key number 3. You've got to communicate about the opportunity. So keeping it rolling, got my first affiliate. They kept coming in, gradually. And that leads me to key number 4, which is duplication. So what do I mean by that? I mean using what is already in place. We've got our pre-enrollee system. We've got an awesome video back there. But even more importantly, don't go build your own group. And yes, I do have my own group, but I'll explain that in a second. Use your uplines groups. I don't know if you guys use CBD for me, or I guess it's the magic formula now. My group, Jay and Michelle's group, use what's already there. If you're going to go build your own group, build it around one of your passions. Like one of my passions is consciousness and meditating. If I were going to build a group as a new affiliate, I would build it around a passion to attract others to me. And then we could talk about the business and messenger. So don't make an affiliate group. Use your uplines groups, plug your affiliates in there, and then everybody has a system that they can duplicate. That will save you so much time and effort. Because guys, it took me so long to get my group together. And that leads me into the next. Basically, I was building in my uplines group. I was adding my team there, and some drama happened. It's network marketing. So I was kind of forced out. I had to do my own thing. That is the only reason I built my own group. So I don't suggest doing that. So I created my group. I created my own training systems, and everything was going good. And then I got stagnant, which is okay. The business has its ebbs and flows, and we just kind of got to ride them. I think that a lot of it was me building my own group that forced me into that stagnation, and that was at 50K. So being new to network marketing, I didn't even know what personal development was. And that is key number 5. When you are in a down, when you are feeling uninspired, when you feel like you are incapable of doing something that you need to do for your business, it's time to pull out a book. It's time to listen to a podcast. It's time to head to a group and catch a training. It's going to build you up and fuel you with fire. It's going to get you passionate again, and it's going to evolve you as a person. You are literally going to increase your vibration, and that's going to bring more people to you. growth attracts people. So grow as much as you can in this. And, you don't have to be a fanatic about it. My process is I build the business like a psycho. And then when I start to feel kind of sad, I pull back and I read a book. That's my process. That book makes me feel better. It gets me inspired and ready to build my business again. And then I start building like a psycho again. So that's my personal development process. And it is so, so important. So make sure that you are learning and growing in this business. Okay, so I've now learned what personal development is, and I'm starting to push through my stagnant time. I'm learning, I'm growing, things are picking up, and I hit 100K. So now I'm really focused on duplication, my system, what works. And I learned that in building my own system, I fell off in building relationships with my team. And this is a really hard lesson to learn, guys. This is key number 6. The power of relationships in network marketing is stronger than anything else that you can do. So build those relationships. I really feel like I was focused on the whole, and I lost touch of my level ones, and they started dropping off. I started losing my level 1 team, and it's just because that friendship wasn't there. Think of it this way. You don't even need to check in and bug your people about the business. You just literally need to be their friend. I like to look back at my time in high school. I liked to do whatever my best friend liked to do, and she liked to do whatever I liked to do. Literally just being friends with your team is going to inspire them to work. They don't need to be checked on and told what to do. Just be there for them and be a friend, and you aren't going to lose your team like I started to. It's also going to help you close sales. Being interested in people instead of being interesting, just taking an interest in them and their life and their family, what's going on with their health, that's what's going to close your sales for you. So whatever you can do to learn about building relationships and to practice that, to gain experience there, that is going to be absolutely huge. And that ties right back into personal development. I mean, when you're developing, you're removing your conditioning, you're transforming into independence, you're becoming a go-giver, a better communicator. So work on your relationships with that development, and it's just going to click for you. There's a saying that people join the business to make money, but they stay for the relationships, and that's huge. That is what they stay for. So be that for them. Be their friend in business. Be their business partner. Okay, so then I'm rolling. I'm 100K. I'm kind of losing some level ones, kind of freaking out a little bit, and I'm learning lessons on duplication. So from there, things really started to get better. I'm getting more personal with my people. The system is already in place, and here I am today as an 100K affiliate. And I will tell you what has been the biggest key to me through this whole thing, and it helps with every aspect of your business. It helps with recruiting. It helps with communicating. Key number 7 is knowing yourself, knowing your passions, and your purpose. Your passions and your purpose are what attract people to you. It's how they get to know who you are. And this is the whole key of network marketing. All you have to do is make people fall in love with you. That is my goal every day when I post on social media. I want to be my audience's Netflix show. I want them to be more addicted to my life than they are to the newest series that's coming out this week, okay? So that's my goal through my passions and my purposes. So what are passions? Passions are selfish. They're what you love. And talking about them is going to bring more people who love those things to you. And so that's perfect. That's a win-win situation. These are people who you already relate to. You already love the same things. It's so easy to build a friendship, and it's so easy to turn them into a business partner. Once you plant the seed with your passions, you build the relationship, it's a matter of time, and they're joining your business, I promise. So you use your passions, but more importantly, you use your purpose. So what are purposes? Purposes aren't selfish. Your purpose is what you're here to do for others. it's selfless. So passions are you, selfish. Purpose is others, selfless. And you need both when you're communicating to people. So what is my purpose? My purpose is global. And it consists of 4 things: healing bodies all over the world, financial freedom all over the world, getting people out of this broken system, the system that is failing their family. It is my job to get them out, and it is my job to get them on the road to financial freedom. My third purpose is shifting global consciousness through personal development and training with my team and our community. So I'm focused on consciousness and making a global change in the world. And then fourth, the last utterly heroic piece of my purpose with this company, which you can all adopt, we're changing legalities. We are literally rewriting laws on cannabis. We are freeing the plant. We are doing this thing, guys, and it's freaking beautiful. So those are the things I communicate about. I talk about my passions, and then I talk about my purpose. And my purpose that's my big posts, my closing posts, the posts that people message me about. And the best part about passions and purpose is that you can do this however you want. It doesn't have to be social media. If you know your passions and your purpose and you can ramble it off in an elevator when it comes up, or in a parking lot, or in a gas station, if you can say, hey, I'm providing financial freedom for people all over the world. Do you want to do this with me? That inspires people. They don't need to know that it's a network marketing. They don't need to know anything. All they need to know is that you're a badass and that you want them with you. And I'm telling you what, all this development that you've done, your vibration has raised, and they are going to be attracted to that, and they are going to want to join you on your mission. So that's my journey here, and those are my 7 big tips. I would love to do this Q&A and answer questions for you guys. So I hope that you've got something from these tips, and I'll send them to Michelle after, and she can post them and send them to you guys so they're already written down.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I wrote them in my chicken scratch, but I will definitely take your copy. I'm sure it'll be better.
That was awesome.
Yes, that was awesome. And you know what? It's so funny because before you hopped on tonight, we talked about some of these things. So I'm really, really glad that they just got it again, because I didn't know what your 7 things were going to be. We didn't discuss this ahead of time, guys. I swear to you. So,
well, yes. And you guys are so good. I hopped on. I heard the last part of your training. I was like, man, I wish I would have got on at the beginning so I could have sat here and listened to it. You guys are so awesome.
Oh, thank you. All right, guys. So I know that a couple of questions were thrown into the chats earlier today. So let's start. Let's just check the chat thing here and see if anybody dropped anything in there, because I don't want to forget. I have a bad habit of forgetting about this. Are there any questions in there?
I'm gonna put this in there too right now.
No questions.
Okay. All right. So, all right. So who's got questions? I know that there were lots of them today. So let's see what we got.
Yeah. And seriously, guys, you can ask about absolutely anything. Network marketing, not network marketing. I would love to answer anything that you've got. I love Q&As. They're like my jam.
Who's up?
Where are we?
But hey, maybe I killed it. Maybe I killed it and answered all the questions, right?
Well, you know what? I know one thing that somebody asked about earlier was that they wanted to ask you about closing. So they're having a great conversation with somebody, and they seem very engaged and very excited, but getting now they're at the end of this, and how do they close it? So what are your recommendations there?
Okay, so it's really funny that you bring this up, because I just met with somebody over the week, and I feel that it's a different situation if you're local versus if you aren't. So if you are in any type of vicinity to them and they want to join your team, I definitely recommend grabbing lunch, go get coffee or meet them at their house. They can come over to your house. You can be like, hey, let's talk about this business. When they're with you, you just do it for them. You're like, okay, let's do this. I'm going to help you sign up really quick. there's no way that they're not going to close now because they're sitting next to you. Credit card is out. You are doing it for them. So like, that's number one. You're going to close no matter what, 100% if you get in the same room as them. Now, if you're in Messenger, this is a lot different. So, you know, just like Michelle said, you're doing great. You're building that relationship. You know, you're being friends in Messenger, and they seem like they're pumped up. So at that point, I send a link and I go ahead and I add them to the team group and I tag them in the welcome document. And I'm like, okay, I know you're signing up. I went ahead and plugged you in. Let me know when you're good to go. I'd love to answer any questions that you may have. And it seems like just by telling them what to do, I send them the link. I actually tell them what to buy. I'll be like, hey, I recommend doing the executive pack. If that's not an option, I'll be like, okay, I recommend the director pack. I recommend these products. People really like to be told what to do. So if I'm not in the room, if I'm not in the vicinity, I think being as specific as possible and telling them how to sign up makes them do it. People like that for some reason. And that works really, really well for me.
Okay.
Awesome. I think it's possible.
Kim, did you have a question?
Yeah, and see, somebody just said that they struggle with the computer stuff and they're better in person. And honestly, guys, like, especially for people over the age of 40, getting in person, meeting up, that means so much to them. Like, my age, I'm 26, I'm super young. People are terrified to even get on a phone call who are my age. Like, they want it to be all in text. That's fine. But for anybody who's like 35, 40 and up, they really love that personal touch of getting together.
Okay, another thing. I'm just going to keep throwing out questions until somebody stops me.
I have a question, Michelle.
Go ahead.
So, Lacy, well, thanks for coming on tonight. I have short questions that I just wanted to know from you, please. Because obviously you mentioned that, you know, you were quite full on, busy, you know, working between this business and also your business as well that you have privately. So what I wanted to know in terms of you building, call it, you know, your tribe and things like that, you know, what strategy or tips did you have, you know, to try and draw like traffic to your page? Just, you know, besides just talking about your passions and things like that. And then the other thing was just, you know, finding out from you, besides call it losing your, you know, some of your team members, you know, what was, call it the hardest, you know, the most challenging thing, I suppose, that you experienced on your journey. And also lastly, just call it finding, you know, the balance between everything. Yeah, if you can just share your tips, if you don't mind.
Okay, cool. So when it comes to posting, yes, you're exactly right. I literally only post about my passions and my purpose. And I'm attraction marketing, so I make people come to me. You know, I have to say, I think it's great if you're reaching out. I think it's great if you're cold messaging. It's just not my style, and I've learned that about myself. So I only do attraction marketing. I get people to come to my page, and that is with passions and purpose. But if you're looking to expand the amount of traffic coming to your page, what I recommend is focusing on friends list. And when I say that, everybody wants to get to 5,000 friends, but everybody is too lazy about it. When I'm adding friends, I'm going into groups about my passion, and I'm like being a private investigator, okay? I'm looking for people who get more likes than me. I'm looking for people who like the same things as me. I'm looking for people who have the highest quality profile picture, the best cover photo. I want online business owners. I want marketers. I want people who have experience in social media. So when I'm adding, I'm not just racing to 5,000. I'm slowly adding high quality friends, because when it comes to your friends and the traffic on your page, quality is so much better than quantity. If you have 1,000 quality friends, you're going to do better than 5,000 spam bots filling up your friends list. And then, there was one more thing I was going to add. When you add these friends, you want to go ahead and get personal. You want to go ahead, if I see somebody and I'm like, they're going to be in my business no matter what, I do it subtly. I put them on C first, and I just start to comment on their things. Not on everything. I don't want to look like a creep, but I really start to focus on them. So I'm commenting on their stuff every, day, couple days. I'm showing them love. I'm liking their things. I usually don't share anything. I keep my profile me, but I really try to put all of my attention on that person that I want in my business. And I'll tell you what, guys, oftentimes I would say 65% of the time they end up in my business. And if they don't, it's because they're happy at another network marketing company. But there will come a day when they are not happy there, and that seed is planted and they will be in my organization. So that's how I get extra traffic. I'm focused on quality. And it's really funny too. Actually, I think my biggest hardship in network marketing, it hasn't been losing my level ones or really anything that I talked about. It's been playing the game of comparison. Okay, so when I started, I put all of the leaders on See First. So I'm seeing these huge rock stars like the Butlers. I'm seeing them spoil their teams and take them on trips and buy new homes. And, the new homes and stuff like that, that doesn't get to me. What gets to me is seeing other leaders do things for their team that I can't do yet. And that just put me in the biggest down that I've ever had. And it's really been over the past, 3 weeks ago from last Monday, I was in a huge down. I was reading like crazy. I was sleeping a lot. I was really just focused on my personal health. And then as soon as I came out of the down, I got sick, which is ironic. But I've had a nice little refresh, and now I'm fired up again. You just have to be so careful about that comparison game. Don't compare yourself. All of our journeys are different. As far as the Butlers go, I know they're spoiling their team, but they had to do 5 years of network marketing in another company before they came here. This is my first company, so I cannot compare myself to them like I was. It's unhealthy. So don't do that to yourself. Realize, respect yourself enough, respect your journey enough to not compare it to other people. And it will come through in your business. It will shine through.
Thank you.
I absolutely love that, Lacy. Hold on, I'm actually trying to finish up my notes. The words still in my head. I'm like, unmute that and I'm trying to finish what I'm writing. That is really, really so huge. It's so huge. Because it's true. I do the same thing. Like I look at the other teams and I'm like, oh my God, I want to do this and I want to do that for my team. And so what I do is I keep those ideas because I know that I'm coming to the day where I'm going to be able to do those things. But it's definitely the same thing. So for now, well, really, like since we started, our thing was like, go in, head down, blinders on, just keep going forward, like just move forward. But it's true. When you see some of these other teams, I know that someone on our team, all right, I remember now. Someone on our team was approached by somebody that's on another team to move teams, to switch teams. And she was going to pay all of her this and that, and I'll upgrade you to executive and all this other nonsense. And she said, and I was like, well, what team is she on? I didn't know this person's name. And I didn't even know the team name when she gave me the team name, but I know that she said they're giving away $1,000, blah, blah, blah. So then, I knew, where she was. And I said to my girl, I said, listen, I don't think that her team leader would really appreciate her putting this out there. It makes them look bad. It's just a bad move. And I said, honestly, if you want to go, I won't stop you. But it's not a good way to do business. So, so in the end, obviously nothing came of it, but, you really have to just stay true to who you are and what your journey is and just keep moving forward. Trust your coach, trust your uplines, and just keep going with your journey and not play that comparison game because it does get, we even, and I'm sure you know this too, you'll even have brand new people, like brand new, a week or two in, and then saying, I'm just not getting anywhere. Like, I'm having such a hard time. I'm not getting it like everybody else is getting it. And I'm like, you cannot look at these other people because they've been doing this 6 months. And before that, they did it for 2 years, so that is really, really something that's huge. And so I really appreciate you touching on that the way that you did, because I wrote down some really key things that you said that I love, that I'm going to keep passing on to our team. And the best thing that you just said was respect your journey enough to not compare your journey with somebody else's. And that's really, really, it's so true. Just know what your goals are and just keep going for them.
Yes. I want to add something to that too. This goes right alongside comparison. I actually just had somebody that I have a personal relationship with, somebody that I do know, who is a big network marketer in another company. She was actually one of my very first customers with HempWorks. Okay, so she purchased from me, and I've been talking to her since then, like over almost a year and a half now. And she just switched company. She switched to HempWorks and she joined somebody else. And guys, that could have doubled my organization. And this happened this week. Like as soon as I came out of my down, it like smacked me in the face. And I saw it and I looked at it and I threw a little pity party for myself for like 10 minutes. Okay, I had my pity party. And then I unfollowed her. I took her off my friends list, took the leader off my friends list, and I went back to my business because I respect my business and I respect the people in my business. And honestly, you look at something like that and you have to realize their energy is not meant to be in your organization. If it were, it would be. And if it's not, if they do that to you, you know that you don't want them around your people anyways. So realize that the people who don't join you, it is for a reason. It is because you don't need them. It is because your people are not, they are not your people. So don't let things like that get to you. Like Michelle said, put on those blinders, respect yourself and your business, and you stay focused on what you are doing, because you cannot control other people, and all it will do is eat away at your heart, and you cannot let it. All of that ugliness. I think that my favorite feature on Facebook is unfollow, because as soon as I start to feel ego, jealousy, I want what they have, I just unfollow them, because I know that that's unhealthy for me and I know it will eat me alive. So I love the unfollow button. Do not be afraid to use it, even if it is your friend. Even if it's your friend in the business, you do not have to see what they do with their business. You just need to do yours.
Yes, so true. Love that. Really, really do. Because truthfully, our team is awesome. Everybody that's on this team is doing fabulous. So when they start to get a little down on themselves, it breaks my heart, because I'm like, oh my God, like I'm watching you grow. Some people who have never done this before, and I'm watching them grow steadily every month. And then they're like, I'm just not where I want to be. And I'm like, neither am I. Like somebody said something, right? Like who is real? We're not, none of us are really there yet, and someone said to me one day, how does it feel to be 25K? And I'm like, I don't know. That was just like, we hit 25K. Yes. Okay. 50K. Here we come. Like it was like that moment, like for that one moment we got excited. We're like, yes, we accomplished something. But then it was like, that was just a stepping stone in our goals. So that's how I look at it. And so when someone says that they feel like they're not accomplishing enough, it really breaks my heart for them to feel that way, because they don't realize how far they've come. Even if like they're hitting 500 this month and they just started, or they're hitting 500 this month and they've grown every month to get there. Like, I think that all of that is wonderful. And it's just, like, that's the thing. That's actually maybe my question to you is, how do you keep your affiliates feeling good about their growth? And I don't want to say like, even though, but for the person that's newer and, they're not hitting 1K yet or whatever, how do you keep them excited and realizing that what they've done has been huge? Because it really is.
It is so huge. And I'm agreeing, guys. I'm analytical. I'm detail oriented. I've always got my outline. I'm agreeing. So I like to do it with facts. And guys, the fact of the matter is that if you sell 500 BB, you're a freaking rock star. That is $1,000 worth of CBD product in a month. $1,000. When's the last time you sold $1,000 of anything? When's the last time you purchased $1,000 of anything? I mean, that is freaking monumental when you think about it. And then you're looking at $5K, $10,000 worth of product a month. Like, That is just a fact. And that is a fact to be proud of. As soon as somebody hits 500 BB in my organization, I'm like, you're doing it. Like, you are doing this. If you continue, you are going to rank. There's nothing to be worried about. And, you know, sometimes it takes 6 months to hit that 500 BB, but that's just the first goal. You are there now. It might have took you 6 months, but who cares? We have our whole lives to do this. Like, there's no need to rush. Time is the only tool that we have as humans. If you truly sit down and think about it, that's all we've got. So all you can do is do your daily actions and give it time and realize how monumental what you are doing is. Even 500 BB, that's $1,000. And celebrate that small victory. That's what it is. It's a victory. Sit down and love yourself for a little while because you deserve that. I will tell you what, we celebrate everything. I don't care how small it is. Like, my first customer, I made $20. Like, we're in here high-fiving, jumping up and down, popping open a bottle of wine. Okay, like, celebrate those victories and feel good about what you're doing because you are changing the world. And you are one of the rare people that have the ability to build a business for themselves. It is rare. 1% of people can do this, guys, and we are it. So that is beautiful, and it's something to be proud of in itself.
Huh, that's great. Are we muted? No, okay.
No.
All right, before I ask any other questions, does anybody else have a question that they want to ask? Jesse Westhoff, you're usually good for one.
I do, actually. So I'm pretty good about making friends and making like connections and getting interaction on the page, but I can't close anything. I don't know why people don't want to jump in with me. I'm so wonderful to be around. What are your pointers on that?
So a lot of the time for me and for a lot of my affiliates, I see that it just needs time. So we're farmers and we're planting those seeds. We're planting the seeds and we're waiting for them to, you know, harvest. And when they are ready to harvest, they're going to join. And you can do those subtle follow-ups. You can check in, be like, hey, what's up? There's a couple of things you can do. You know, you can always send them when you hit mile markers in your business, when you hit a goal, when we release a new product, you know, any type of exciting news. If CBD is doing something legally right now, check this out. Like, it's happening. You know, you could follow up that way. But honestly, a lot of the times, even with the follow-ups, they're just going to join when they're good and ready. A lot of the times it's a spouse, it's an external situation. But I'm telling you what, your posts, if you are talking about your passion, your purpose, your posts are going to close them. That's how I follow up my posts. Like, my posts are so good. I know you see that shit and you are going to join my business. And then they do, guys. So focus on your passions and your purpose. Close them in your posts. My longest that it took to close was 13 months. They watched my posts for 13 months. They talked about the business as soon as I joined, and then they finally closed 13 months later. So, you know, it's different with everyone. Realize that those seeds are so, so valuable and just give them time.
Okay. Good. Thank you. I am a farmer, so I totally get that analogy. Good job.
There we go. It's meant to be.
Yeah.
When she said that, I was like, how does she know she's a farmer? And then as she kept going, I'm like, oh, got it.
I'm on fire, guys.
All right. Is that Priscilla? Did you have a question?
I think she was going to say something.
I really haven't got a question except for more of a comment. Is that I also love this team because you're supportive and you do escalate, and we celebrate every little thing on the posts. One thing that I did notice too in some of the other things that I looked at is that when you're posting and you're talking about the business and about other people getting in the business, everybody does pay attention. They even, sorry, that's my dog in the background. He likes to talk too. Is that they want to be part of it as well. when Megan and I were just having phone conversations, she had brought up someone that she was talking to about the business and how excited she was about it, and that made me excited. So when you're posting and you're talking about other people being in the business, people are watching.
Oh yeah, they are, because that's my only form of follow-up. That is the way I do everything. I post and I close with my posts. And in Messenger, really, I feel like the secret is just to be interested. Care about them more than you care about yourself. It is that simple.
Ask something.
I have a question.
Somebody
I struggle with like a call to action, like on my posts, like when I'm doing business posts. And what I tend to veer towards is like a challenge. But I don't know, like, how do you do your call to action, or do you, and what have you noticed for the best response?
Man, I was trying to pull out some of my posts because my call to actions are a lot different than most people's. Let me see. Let me just look at one really quick. I pose, and I don't pose. I mean, this is what I am. I come at this as an advocate. So I'm calling on people to help me change the world. Are you like saving lives? Like, I save lives. And I basically just bait people in with that. I usually don't ask questions like, are you ready? What's stopping you? I usually add something in clever. Like, one of my big ones is you don't need a sign to change your life. Things like that, like things that really affect people on a psychological level, because someone sees that sentence, you don't need a sign to change their life, and they're sitting there with their debt and their job, and they're tired, and they've got their kids, and they're like, damn it, she's right. Maybe this is the sign. Maybe this is the sign to change my life. So instead of being like network marketers, I try to just be like more psychological about it. Like, I try to be super subtle, really get in their head, really make them think about their life situation, and show them that I am the person to lead them out of it. And that's my whole goal. So that's kind of my call to action. I show them that I'm the person to lead them out, and then I give them something to make them think at the end.
Sorry, we're like a little delay fish. He's like, am I unmuting now? I'm like, yes. So, because he's got the thing on his side.
No, you guys are doing great.
Okay, so now with that being said, and actually I like your posts, and I like that call to action like that. Book wise, what books do you recommend that help with that, with learning? What is your what is your way? Like, you know what I mean?
So with books, are you talking about like books for posting?
Yeah.
So I've actually never read anything about posts.
Okay.
My process, though, I definitely have a posting process, and this is what it is. A lot of my leaders do the thing where they type out like all these pre-planned posts, and then they like do them like all these different times of the day. And that's great because that's what works for them. But for me, that's not what works. So for me, I'm posting 1 to 3 times a day max. But I'm definitely posting something to inspire people. And I only write my posts when I feel inspired. So I don't care if I'm at the grocery store picking something out of the aisle. If inspiration hits me, I'm planted right there in that aisle, and I'm typing my post on my cell phone, because that's when the inspiration is in my heart. And I know that people can feel that in the post. If I'm sitting here banging my head against my desk and I'm like, I need a business post. Like, what the hell am I going to write about today? And then I write something out. People can feel that when they read it. They're like, oh my God, it's another one of these. So I really, I think about these things on a really deep level, about my purpose, about what I'm really doing for people. And then in everyday life, I'll just get these flashes of inspiration, and that's when I'm writing. That's when I write. And if it's not the right time to post, maybe I've already done a killer post that day. I just save it in my notes for the next day. And then I have a post for the next day. So I just write them as they come. Sometimes I've got 10 sitting in the bank. Sometimes I don't post for a day. maybe 2 days. Maybe I'll just post a meme because I have no inspiration. I would rather post nothing than post something that feels flat. You know what I mean? So that's my posting process. It's all about the inspiration in the process.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I love that. I'm the same way. I'll pull out my phone in the middle of somewhere and he's like, Michelle. I'm like, give me, and I'm like this. Like, I don't want him to talk to me at that moment. I'm like, shh. Let me just get these thoughts out of my brain.
I'm the exact same. Tim is like, hey, you're supposed to be taking care of our children. I'm like, I got them. Like, just let me write my damn post. I'm fine here.
I don't even answer him. My hand just goes up and he knows, like, I'm in the moment and I just need like 30 more seconds. Let me just get it down.
I feel like it's like so New Yorker, like, in my face.
Like, all right. So being that you don't do any books like for posting, what about that for personal development? What are your favorites? Is it, anything different than anything else that we've heard, or what do you like?
So I think you guys probably get the vibe that I'm like, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. I'm very spiritual. I'm very universal. We are all one, all love everybody. That is me. So like, guys, my books are a little different. My very, very favorite ever. Where's my Waddles book? Is this. The complete Wallace D. Waddles book. So this is the man who wrote The Science of Getting Rich, The Science of Being Great. These books absolutely change your life and the way you think about money and the way that you run your business. I just finished The Power of Now. This one was absolutely amazing. A lot of times in network marketing, like, I've got the inspiration. I understand marketing. What I need is something to keep me in my zen. So a lot of times that's the books I'm reading, because you guys know how it is. Like, you're building these downlines, you're helping everybody, you're building systems, you're talking to prospects. I need zen. So those are the books I read. Now, when it comes to network marketing, I'm reading this one right now, Building an Empire, and this is by Brian Carruthers. I actually talked about this for a second in this training. This one is really good. I like network marketing specific books. My favorite network marketing author is Big Al Schrader. I think Robert Hollis is great too. And I'm sure you guys have read Robert's book, but Big Al's great too. Those are probably my top 3 when it comes to specific network marketing.
Give me the second one again. I got the first one because you did touch on it. I wrote it down already. What was the second one you just mentioned?
Was it this one?
No, I got that. It was an author's name.
Probably. So I did Waddles, this one. Big Al Schrader.
There you go.
That's what it is. And he's got some good ones. So his, the ones that I like the most, the 2-minute story, because we all need that short pitch. The 4 colors of MLM, that one's great. I'm a green. I don't know if you guys know your colors. Oh my gosh, the best network marketing book for you to read is by Big Al, and it is How to Build Network Marketing Leaders. It is a game changer. It will make you feel so good, and it will show you how to build leaders. It's awesome.
What was the 4 colors one?
It's Big Al Schrader, and it's the 4 colors of MLM. And all of his books, a lot of them are free, and they are literally like 2-hour reads, like super short, super simple, to the point, and they're funny. So they're really good reads, and you can read them like that.
That's good. That works for me because I try to cram in reading as, wherever I can, but sometimes I'm like, I have 5 minutes before I have to run out the door, and I grab a book quick, and I'm like, I just need something I can read really quick right now.
I know exactly what you mean. And I'll tell you what, one of the ways that I read, or that it's not even that I force myself to read. If I need a live topic, I'm picking up a book. I'm going to pick a chapter and I'm going to make a live about it. Like, guys, I'm sitting here with about 100 lives in my hands right now.
Yeah.
If you think about it that way, that takes all of the effort out of doing lives. You read a chapter, make yourself a little outline, write it down in a notebook, go live about it, teach people something, give them something to grow with. And that's my live process. So that's a good way to make yourself read. If you need to go live one day, all right, you got to do a chapter. And then that's what you're going to go live about. Makes the whole process super streamlined and simple.
That's a huge gold nugget right there, guys, because I know going live is everybody's biggest anxiety. Like, what am I going to talk about? I have nothing to talk about. I'm not interesting enough, which that drives me crazy because everybody is so interesting. They should only know how interesting their lives are from someone that's looking at it from the outside. But that is a huge, that's a big thing right there, is to definitely grab a book, read a chapter, and then, I mean, even like sometimes I'll grab a chapter and I'll come out of that one chapter with like 3, 4, 5 different lives, because there was so much in there that took me off into different directions that I could actually come up with a whole bunch of them. So that really is a great way to come up with what to go live about. If you don't never really know what to go live about, pick the book you're reading and then do it like that. That's great.
Well, and I'll tell you what, when you are going live about personal development and you're teaching people something, guess who you're going to attract? Business owners, network marketers. You know, you're going to attract people who are looking to learn. And those are the people that you want to talk to when you are prospecting and recruiting. So it all works together in a nice little flow. You're teaching people something. That means you're attracting people who want to learn, which means that they're in a business and they could be a great addition to your team.
Yeah, love that. Really love that. Hope everybody wrote that down. I'll be posting about that in the chat later.
I wrote it down.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions? I feel so bad that everybody has questions pop up. Go ahead.
There was a question posted in our Hempworks chat, or Hemsters chat. Somebody asked, how does Lacy combat other CBD oils?
Okay, so
because there's so many out there. So like if somebody comments that they're already using something or whatever, I'm doing the best I can to give the intent of the question because it wasn't mine.
Okay, so I guess it depends on if it's product or opportunity. And I'm going to be straight up with you guys. The point that I'm at as a 100K affiliate, I kind of like avoid customers sometimes. You know what I mean? Like they are, you know, you got to help them through the process. You got to help them find their serving size. You got to, you know, work through them with all of that. And that's a lot. And so I'm not really concerned about convincing anyone to flip to my brand when it comes to customers. So I just kind of leave it at that. Now, one thing that I do is when somebody comes to me and like, hey, I need help with CBD. Somebody told me to reach out to you. I do this. I say, yes, I would love to help you. I can help you pick out a brand locally, or I can give you my best online recommendation. So I'm their CBD resource. I'm not a salesperson. And guys, doing that closes them every time because they're like, oh my God, this person is so helpful. I'm telling you what, I can't tell you how many times they've sent me a couple brands and I'll be like, you know what, none of those are really the best, but I know that they carry this at all local health food stores, so check this one out. And they'll be like, you know what, never mind. You've just been so great to me. I think I'm just going to go ahead and give yours a try. And I'll always add in, you know, online, my online recommendation with a 60-day empty bottle guarantee, like some type of sales point. But just coming at them as a resource instead of a salesperson closes them every time. When it comes to the opportunity, I'm also not ever trying to convince anyone. But if they have specific questions, so like maybe we're talking in a messenger chat and they're an affiliate with another CBD company, I usually say something like, wow, we are on the same mission. CBD is literally a miracle. Good for you. And I just kind of keep it friendly. Like I'm not really trying to convince them to join me. And then they say something about my business and it's all sunshines and rainbows. And then I say something like, hey, by the way, I have an amazing training group. If you and your affiliates would like to check it out, maybe catch a training. If you need help with training, I'd love to add you. And they're like, yes, I would love to be in your group. So then I add them to my group. And a lot of times, like, they love the community. You know, when you're using your tools, you don't always have to be the sale. And a lot of the times my group is the sale. So that's what I use a lot when it comes to other network marketers. I close them with the group.
Hey, Lacy, can I say something? I went to a networking event. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I went to a networking event on Friday night, and I had my HempWorks Ask Me How shirt on, and I had a lady that's actually in HempWorks, and she come up to me and she says, I don't sell HempWorks. I sell myself. So yeah, she goes, I don't wear those. I sell myself. That's how I do the business. And of course we had a long conversation, but I had somebody call me the other night and want to know a whole lot about HempWorks. Can you tell us, can you still see me? Hold on,
Yes.
Here it is. Okay. Can you tell us if somebody approaches you or wants to talk to you in person, what do you usually start the conversation with if they say, hey, Lacy, can you tell me about your business?
So at that point, I'm usually going to try to get them to meet with me. Like, we need to sit down together. We need to make this a thing. So the most important thing that you can do is get that appointment. You need them in an environment where you guys have as much time as needed and you can actually spend that time together. Because I'll tell you, one of the biggest mistakes you can do is sit there and try to pitch it and get frantic, because then they're going to run away. Or maybe you get too excited and you're like, oh my God, you're going to join my business. And they're like, oh my God, maybe I don't want to join your business now. So don't scare them away. Just make the appointment. And here's a really good tip. You want to get their information. You have to be in control. Don't give them a card and be like, okay, get a hold of me, let's get together, because they won't. So you get their information, you remain in control, try to get them at a location, and don't just leave it at a business card, because they're not going to get back.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yes, you're so welcome.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions? We've been on about an hour, and I know that Lacy is really, thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate you coming out tonight, and I don't want to keep you all night, because I know that you're just getting over being sick, and you got the kids, just getting into bed and all. So if anybody has any other questions, where's the Follettis? Any questions, guys? Big Ray, Boom Boom, you got
While
any?
we're waiting, I want to say that you guys are so amazing, and I'm so honored to be on here with you guys tonight. Thank you for having me. I've done a lot of these with different teams, and you guys are just awesome. Like, the participation, the amount of people on here, I feel your guys' vibe. You guys seem like such a close-knit, awesome team, and I'm ecstatic to be here with you. It's been so much fun, so thank you guys for having me on.
Oh, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Yeah, we're a big family.
I love it. I love every second of it.
These are my peeps for sure.
I'd like to say
Can
something,
I
if
jump
that's
on for
okay.
one? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead. Whoever was that? Go ahead,
Sorry.
Jessica.
I just want to say hi, Lacy. I'm in my outdoor robes. I'm sorry.
Hey,
But
that's
I have
me
been
all the time.
watching you since day one, and I love everything. If it wasn't for the things that you guys had in CBD, you changed everything for me. Jay and Michelle and Jesse Thurlow, they really changed everything, my whole life. Like, I can't even, I've always been into this stuff, but I didn't have the exact how, and you guys provided that. So thank you.
Right back at you.
You're muted? Okay.
I didn't have a
Yolanda, you have one
question. I
last
just
question?
wanted to say, I didn't have a question, but I just wanted to say thanks very much, Lacy. And I really took away something, especially just even, when you said in terms of, assessing the people on your friends list, because I have been getting called out, people that I've been trying to connect to, and I've been doing some, private investigation to, and some of them are definitely people I don't want in my life. But the one main thing that I learned was the fact that she said, almost like don't be too kind of sally too, you know, even if it's a gas station. I like the way that you use the words to say, you know, hey, I'm changing the world, do you want in? So that for me has given me an idea in terms of, you know, because I place a lot of ads online, because I'm just, you know, working on building call traffic and stuff like that. So just even tweaking those ads, so it's not like, hey, come join my network and blah blah blah, but you know, just those lines were really just awesome. So I'm so inspired now after this training. I'm going on all 10 ads and I'm going to tweak them. So thank you for that.
Yeah, be the revolution. That's what I am. Like, I'm in everybody's face. I'm like, I am freaking doing this on a global scale, changing lives, saving the world. And I love talking like that. I think that people really, really resonate with it. Like, they really feel it in their soul. It's a lot different than what you see with most, you know, companies and products.
Awesome.
Yes. All right. Any last questions before we stop recording? No, nada?
Nope.
All right.
I'm gonna stop the recording.
I wanted to say really quick, Jessica, thank you for your comment too. I thought I was muted, but I wasn't muted. So thank you for that.
She's down. Oh, there she is.
We love Jessica. Okay, we're gonna stop recording.